Oh. Oh.
Next time we start meeting. So this is not us.
No, it's us, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
You don't need to do anything with it yet.
I'm gonna get.
Don't get excited yet, Roy. Oh, let's see. Hit the button on the mic. What's up? Little sound button. There you go. Hey everybody, we're gonna get started in like 2 minutes, but I'm sorry about the heat. We learned that the AC works on that side of the building and not on this side, so we're trying to get the fan set up and do what we can here. So hang tight. Yeah.
Not that bad. I work after this, so I don't. This is not bad.
I feel like I'm feeling it like kind of making its way over. I think we can. What? I know, but I just.
What would help?
I think somebody's putting up.
I'll see if next time I can bring them. My daughter.
No, next time I'm calling them in advance to make sure this works. Next time I'm calling them in advance to make sure this works.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this unit, this is supposed to be.
Oh, it was working last time. Yeah.
What's the word? It's just that they're saying.
Oh, no, we literally just found out when we got here. It wasn't working. We found out when we got here, it was not working. So they don't know.
Okay. Because I mean, really what would help is airflow. So if we had like a drum fan.
Paolo came with a little fan.
What's that?
Paolo came with a fan. Over there, I guess. The fan over there?
Well, there's a little box fan that's there, yeah, but I'm talking about the big drum fans.
Yeah, we've got.
Okay, it is what it is.
Oh my God. All right, y'all, just to keep it on time because we're a little warm in here, so we're gonna get going. So just thank you so much for coming to our June meeting. I am Lindsay Williams. I am the current president of the Eastwood Civic Association. So thank you so much for being here. And I apologize for the air conditioning because we learned literally as we got here that only one side was working. So please be patient with us because we're in here with y'all. So just to get going here, our agenda for the evening, calling to order now. We're going to do some quick introductions, meeting agreements. We're going to hear from our elected officials, our treasurer's report, our secretary report. We're going to hear from the people's budget. They're going to come in here a little bit, and they've got pizza. So they're going to share that with us when they get here. So should be here any minute. And then we're going to walk through all of these things on the board. So don't worry about that. We'll get to those in just a minute. And then updates from here. So raise your hand if this is your first time coming to an Eastwood Civic Association meeting. Nice. I promise I'm not going to make you speak and introduce yourself, but thank you so much for coming. And we hope that you are so excited and so well informed and love it being here that you come back. So thank you for coming, and we have people coming into Zoom. Also, it is a little bit echoey in here. So if you are hard of hearing, I do ask that maybe you want to move up to the front because we have heard that we got a little bit of echo. And for those that are new who've not been or have not been around longer than this year, we normally meet at the Cape Center, but the Cape Center is being renovated to be HPD South Central and is not available to us until next summer. So we're here at least through the end of the year. We'll see how next year looks. But it's actually really difficult to find a venue. So we're doing the best we can with what we have. Oh, it looks like we have another fan coming in. Thank y'all so much for this. All right, so in terms of meeting agreements, so something we just like to make sure that we are doing is being kind to one another. We want to assume positive intent. We are all neighbors and friends. We want to make sure we're doing everything we can with what we have. We want to speak with respect, so refrain from profanity and being sensitive to everybody's communication styles. Be critical of the problem and not the person, right? We're all neighbors and friends. Sometimes we're next door neighbors. We want to be kind to one another. Ponder what you hear and feel before you speak. Trust ambiguity because we're not here to debate who's right and wrong. We're here to talk about neighborhood issues and things. Be mindful of time because as y'all know, I always have a lot to cover. We do have a fan. Thank you so much. I saw Emily running in with that one. So thank y'all so much. All right. So I did see some elected officials. I see Carol Alvarado's office. I see District I see Christina Morales' office. I see Precinct 6 officers here, and I saw Judge Trevino's team here. All right. Did y'all have anything that you want to share with anybody really quick? No? All right. No, that's fine. Just giving y'all, y'all want to speak to your representatives, they are here. All right, I don't see any candidates for office, but just opening it up in case there are. All right. Yeah, okay.
Hey all, my name is Mason, the office of New State Senator Carol Alvarado. I'll try and be brief, but for all of y'all who were at your last meeting, you probably remember my opening the floor to ideas for legislation for the next legislative session in Austin. The Texas legislature is going to meet starting in January. And in my opinion, the best bills that we file, best bills that we pass, the best laws that are made during every legislative session come from ordinary people who have nothing to do with the legislature. They don't come from the elected officials themselves. They don't come from lobbyists. They come from everyday folks who see something in their neighborhood that they think can fix or improve. So the first thing I wanted to do is see if anybody did their homework from last meeting and came up with any brilliant ideas for me. What do you got? I'm sorry, man. I can't.
The fan is really loud.
That's outstanding. Absolutely.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, the other thing I wanted to plug for this meeting is we've been working very closely with Lindsay, who's been doing yeoman's work on the Union Pacific Northern Southern merger. We're in lockstep with the Eastwood Civic Association commenting to the Surface Transportation Board on the ongoing merger. That's all I have, unless anyone has any questions for me. Yes, sir.
I'll send it to you. I
got
Oh,
cards
okay,
here,
okay.
so just link up with me offline. Anything else? All right, thanks for having me, y'all.
Well, thank you. If y'all want to hear about the update on the merger, I can send that to you because I don't want to take up everybody's time because y'all know I can talk about trades for hours and we don't want to spend any longer in here than we need to right now. So, all right, so our treasurer's report. I just saw Matthew. Matthew just like ran away. Oh.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew Donovan. I am the treasurer for this year and next year. Just to give you an update on where things stand, our balance is $27,000. And the only expense we've had since our last meeting was our general liability insurance. So that is our insurance that covers us for if anything happens at an event or at a meeting, that we protect the organization in the neighborhood of any issues. So that's it for today. Thank y'all.
Great, thank you. All right, secretary's report. Catherine, there you go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine Santa Maria, Secretary for the ECA Board. And in the last meeting, we heard from our elected officials and we had a reminder for the runoff election. Thank you to everyone for voting. We had a speaker on the East End Sidewalk Project. We had a president's update and we had our board of directors meeting also in May. And the meeting minutes are on the ECA in the ECA public folder in our Google Drive, linked on the ECA website. If you'd like to see all of the nuts and bolts of what happened. Thank you.
All right, great, thank you. All right. So with that, I do need a motion to approve the minutes from our previous board meeting. I got a motion. I need a second. I got a second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, perfect. The motion passes. Great. Keep that going. All right, so we do have a speaker, but they are not here right now. So they are on their way because, like I said, they have pizza, so they're gonna be here soon. So with that, I think Catherine, do you want to go through the survey results as we're waiting for our keynote speaker? Okay, so I'm happy to read it all out. It's up to y'all. If you give me this just a second. This is supposed to self-adjust. It's supposed to be really fancy. I'll give it a second. I don't know if I did that right, but it's fine. We'll work this out. So in April 2026, we had our annual spring fiesta. Many of y'all were there, which is fantastic. And as part of that, we presented a survey to you to get your feedback in the neighborhood. So some of the things that came through that is we had 6 booths. We had 50+ plants donated, which was fantastic. We had over 150 tacos consumed. I actually feel like it was more, but there were 150 accounted for. We had 4 elected officials spotted. No raindrops this year. I don't know if y'all remember last year, but it just downpoured on us at the very end there. We had over 70 responses to our households this year, which is up from 59 last year. We had 62 the year before. So we're seeing a lot more people coming in and presenting their information, which is fantastic. With that, I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm gonna have to get that. I tried to move it, but I don't know if I moved it right. If I did something right. Matthew's the expert on this.
Maybe we just move it a little closer so it's brighter.
It's supposed to, like I said, it's supposed to be super smart. Okay. All right, so we had lots of people that have lived here for more than 10 years, which is fantastic. That's that purple bar there. And then you can see 5 to 10 years is the green one. So that's a lot of people that have been here longer than 5 years, which is fantastic to see. But we like seeing that there's a mix of people that are in our neighborhood, right? So that's really nice to see in our area. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but we have a lot of young families that are moving in. So this is really exciting to see because this year we had a lot of kids at Spring Fiesta and it was fantastic. That's something we've been seeing more and more kids, just lovely in our neighborhood. I know that this is kind of small, but the biggest thing at the top, so this is results of what type of activities people would like to participate in if they are available in the neighborhood. With the top one being neighborhood meetups like coffee and donuts, picnics in the park or lunch on weekends, happy hours or wine nights, a little boozy group here, right? So networking, small business appreciation events, it's on the smaller side, but we also started seeing park play dates coming up, which again, kind of coincides that we have lots of young families that are moving in. Apparently there's an Eastwood moms group that's pretty epic right now. So we'll have to get in touch with the Eastwood moms group. So it's events specifically for families, and that's great to know. So top concerns of the responses, safety was the first one. So things like reduced crime, increased lighting, affordable housing, so more affordable places to own or rent, cleanliness, less littering and other waste, access to food, to grocery stores, which we might be hearing something good about that, homeowner maintenance, so better care of homes and yards. So this is going to be a little bit more about what we're seeing on the wall here. So if the very, very top, safety is the neighborhood improvement most desired by residents. Reduce crime and increase lighting, followed by cleanliness, affordable housing, access to food, homeowner maintenance, waste management, so trash and recycling, road maintenance, sidewalks, entertainment, dining and nightlife, public transportation, train and railroad crossing delays, and bike lanes. So just really quick, raise a hand. Is this about what you are thinking in the neighborhood? Is this about what you think? You think it's completely off base or just seeing lots of some head nods, some people kind of looking at me a little perplexed, like I don't know about that, but that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. So with that, when we had the open response for what people wanted to see improved in the neighborhood, trash pickup, anti-litter campaigns, which we'll have some more of that in just a minute. Schools, Polk Street open, stop the train horns at night and early morning. A playground, more car-free spaces, neighborhood watch, interactions with residents, dog control, barricading areas to prevent dumping and encampments, dog park, blue tiles, street sign, Eastwood placemaking signage. So hopefully this is just some of the stuff that we're gonna do. So with that, I like to do these Mentimeters. So we're gonna go ahead and start this one, get this going. Y'all ever done a Mentimeter before? Should be able to scan your QR code. Should be able to get your phones out. You can scan it. We're gonna do it. It's only like 4 questions. I swear, y'all. It's not gonna be as bad. Sometimes I throw like 30 questions at y'all, but we're not doing that. Yeah. They're cool. I think they're super cool. So the blue tiles are very, very cool. I think the only challenge that I see right now is that when we have mill and overlay projects like we saw on McKinney Street, unfortunately, a lot of our blue tiles got asphalted over, which is a little strange, but that's where we are. I think residents can put them on anything. I know Idlewood has a project now that they're doing a lot and they're putting them on there. So that's just an idea. All right, so getting through here, I see nobody else is scanning here. All right, so first one, when you think of public safety, what do you think of? This should show up on your phones and you can type in your open response. It's completely anonymous, but it's just helpful to get this feedback from you. And awesome, the results will show on the screen, so try to keep your profanity to a minimum here. I see some people in the back that might cause problems. I have like to put some. So we see constable patrolling, porch pirates, police responding to calls, able to walk anywhere safely, even at night, police visibility, security police, able to walk around the neighborhood without concern. Whoever put walking around the neighborhood without concern, if you could share some of the concerns you have now when walking around the neighborhood, that would be helpful. Law enforcement, road and safety for pedestrians, street light night for walking, police presence, well-lit streets, feeling safe to walk around in the neighborhood, more patrols, public housing. It's like there's some fear of people maybe not being very, I don't know, there's a nice little response here. Stray dogs, being able to not fear when parking at home and someone coming up out of nowhere. Now, these are great, y'all. These are really, really great because we can take these, a lot of these are actionable items. So we can figure those out with our electives. And y'all are going, this is amazing. Speed limits and lots of lights. Okay, there are car break-ins, so we could talk about that. The speeding thing is really awful. Rapid response times, well-lit crosswalks. Yep. All right, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next one because y'all given a lot of really great options here. Somebody said wearing their diamonds. That's awesome. I love that you have diamonds. That's amazing. I love that for you. All right, so what do you want to see? I said that, but now I realize we're basically asking the same question. If you could improve one thing like right now, we see more police presence, we see more lights. Is there anything else that we missed in this? Sorry? Big trucks. The big trucks in the neighborhood. That's a real thing. Sidewalk improvements. Okay.
One of the big ones is the emergency responders access across railroad.
Emergency responder access across the railroad tracks. Police presence, speed bumps, more security in the area. Got it. Okay. This is good. This is good, y'all. All right. So with that, I just wanted to ask, this is more of a Lindsay being curious question, right? If you had 1 hour per month to contribute to the neighborhood, what would you do? No, I know you are. You're fine, Paul. You're covered on this. Y'all are too much. Clean up the block, pick up trash, cleanups, patrol and report, help a senior. All right, these are all good. Some of y'all put nap and drink. I'm telling y'all, this is a boozy group. Although, listen, I am a big proponent of the naps. If y'all want to take a nap, I'm on board, but maybe we should also do something else too. Help seniors with their yard. Report block crossings, tree plantings, babysit for, that's cool. I didn't think of that one. I'm sure that could be used. Continue to call and file reports. pay for someone's yard to get cut if they need it, the blue tiles on the curb. Y'all got some great ideas. This is great. All right. There's also drink with neighbors. Again, I'm noticing that y'all really want to get out and drink together, don't you? I know it. We all need a good margarita right about now. Okay. If you had an instruction manual to anything in the city or the neighborhood, what would you want to do? If I were to literally give you the instruction manual to do anything you wanted in the neighborhood, what would you want to do? Listen, if I had the training schedule, we would be in a much different position. Nice. These are good things, y'all. Fix the roads. Make a 311 report, location of each underpass. Listen, we know about those trades, right? Fix Lockwood, yeah. Somebody's having a great time, know the streets to avoid because of the Chihuahuas. We like a good thing here. I am not running for office, so don't get your hopes up. Redesign telephone, the HEB. With that, there is a HEB. I don't know if y'all knew this. I'm sure this made the rounds on Nextdoor. HEB did get a replat approved on Delano Street between Commerce and Canal. Now, that does not guarantee HEB is going to move in, but in some of the conversations, it sounds promising, and by going through the process to pay for a replat generally means good intent. Sounds like they're intending to come here. So I just heard it at the East End District meeting last week, which is fantastic. I think all of us would be relieved to have an HEB this close to our home. So that's fantastic. Fast removal of projects. Yep, lots of train stuff. I appreciate that. How to plant more trees, Clay. That'll be fun for y'all. All right, no, this is good. All right, so with that, we're gonna come back here. And since we haven't seen our guests yet, before we move into our activity here, we are going to do, Lindsay's introducing the hot trash summer. So you're probably like, what in the world is Lindsay doing now, okay? This is like hot girl summer, but hot trash summer. How many of you go on walks regularly in the neighborhood? All right, grab just a regular grocery bag, just a Kroger bag. I got an example if you want to see. We're not talking major here. Then as you're walking, pick up litter on your way. Pick up just a little bit at the end of summer, at the end of June. So you want to send it before we do that, but just take a quick picture and send it to the Eastwood Civic Association. We'll post it. Tag it, hot trash summer. All right, we're gonna like pick up our neighborhood. I know it seems really silly, but the thing is that there is something to placemaking. And if you're able to tell others that litter and dumping is not allowed in our neighborhood, that sets a tone, right? So we're able to just pick up a little bit at a time. Everybody does just a little bit, then it's a lot less for one group, right? So as you go out on your walks, you walk with dogs, you walk with babies, walk with kids, walk with each other. All of these are great things. So so send it to the Eastwood Civic Association. You can have my number, text it to me because I have not a lot to do the next 3 months, right? So we're going to be doing that. We're going to probably post it online because we want to make sure that everybody knows that we have pride in our neighborhood and we want it to look good, right? So doing that, and at the end of August, there may or may not be a little prize for the person who picks up the most bags of garbage. Get your friends involved, get your neighbors involved. It doesn't have to be big. Even if you only pick up a water bottle, right? That's fine. That's one less water bottle that is going into our bayous, and that is making our neighborhood just that much cleaner. So you'll be seeing some of those posts out. All right, now the volunteer stations. So one of the things that we were picking up on is that a lot of people, I mean, everybody here is here because you care about the neighborhood, right? Oh, is our piece in here? All right. We'll let them come in and keep it going. Oh, thank you. So while they're getting all the pizza set up and they're kind of working on this, we'll get them ready to go. We're gonna have these volunteer stations at the end of the presentation. So you have time to think about it. And the thing is that everybody can contribute some and some can contribute more to the neighborhood. So what we thought is just gathering a little bit of interest in what we're doing. So if you're only able to just show up and share, we got you, okay? There's a place for that. So what we're thinking of is if you're able to just drop your name and, hey, listen, I can show up to the meetings every month, bring a neighbor. Maybe share it with another neighbor. See if you can just bring one more person so that we can continue the education in the East End. So we've got a, and all of these are all listed out, so you don't have to memorize them all. But eventually we'll go back through it. Then we've got eyes and ears to the good. And I'm not trying to pick on you, Sylvia Montalvo, but you are so good at keeping your ear to the ground, right? So things like spotting an issue that needs 311 reports. Going through on your walk, just making sure that you report it and starting to work together to collect these reports so that we can identify real problem areas in our neighborhood, right? So that's going to be something, if you want to participate in that, you'll get an opportunity to sign up for it. If you want to report blocked crossings for the trains, we're going to show you how to do that too. So if you want to do that, we're going to get on a group text and we're going to work with each other on making sure that these are all reported as much as we can, because the reports that we put into the Federal Railroad Administration database gets action, right? So that's what we're able to tell the Surface Transportation Board that we need help. And we're able to point to the data and that's what works, right? Also have a hands-on for events that you want to do. Tree planting, if you want to plant flowers, you want to throw flower bombs at things, you want to clean up, you want to do all of these cool things, you want to know who you are too. That way, when something comes up, we can work with you on getting these scheduled and work with you on getting that done. So showing up to a cleanup event for a couple of hours, even lending a truck, tool, or tables, canopy, or just along those lines. We're looking at a natural disaster list. This was especially helpful after Beryl. We had a very small group of people that kind of walked around and did a little light cleanup. But it'd be great if you had a few more people who would like to take care of that, but also being able to check on your neighbors, right? That's just as important, making sure we know who needs help, who needs to get out, who needs emergency, kind of working through that process. So we've got that about helping hands for senior neighbors. So this isn't committing you to like a weekly thing, but yeah, you can call, you can spare some time to maybe go help mow a lawn, maybe help hang a picture, do something to help our seniors to maintain their homes. So again, this is not just we're not committing to like a weekly thing, but you can just be on the list if one of our senior neighbors needs a little help. So we've got that one. We've got our block captain programs, just making sure that you stay in touch with your neighbors. You know who they all are, and we're making sure that you put out the Eastwood Civic Association sign when it comes up. Kyle will speak to that. And then the final thing, safety and neighborhood watch. So eyes on the street, looking out for each other. So just keeping out, knowing when to call 911 for progress, HPD non-emergency, sharing real alerts with a group text, helping cutting down on rumors, and attending the occasional PIP meeting, which has been mostly South Central D. So that's something you're already doing. That might be a great spot for you. So just think about it. And since we're done explaining this part, we're going to go let Felix with the people's budget come up and say hello. And you can also go get pizza that's in the back. So if you're hungry, grab a slice or two. It's in the back there. And don't worry about it. You get up. Nobody's gonna judge and get upset. So come on up.
Thanks, Lindsay. Hey guys, my name is Felix.
Yeah, be sure to hold it way up because
Okay.
it's loud in here.
Eat the mic. Hey guys, my name is Felix. I'm with the Northeast Action Collective. I'm actually a resident on Park Drive, right by the Matamoros. Meat market is right around the corner. There's a house with this sprawling garden in the front that looks like a baby farm. That's my partner in action. And me bringing the soil and dirt, and all the other stuff. But yeah, honored to speak to y'all today. I represent a community group called the Northeast Action Collective, who's helped run by West Street Recovery, who's a nonprofit that does disaster recovery work for Northeast Houston, so think Denver Harbor up to like East Mount Houston 59, as well as the East Texas Jensen area. We do disaster recovery, including home repair, community organizing, disaster preparedness. How many of y'all have heard of the Northeast Action Collective or West Street? Lindsay, you don't count. Kidding. Well, anyway, right now we have a campaign going on. How many of y'all know that the mayor has already published his budget and it's coming up on a vote in the next couple weeks? Okay, a good number of y'all. So if you didn't know, the mayor has a budget that he's proposed, and only his office proposes it. And right now, from our perspective and from talking to our community base and community residents, which really expands beyond Northeast Houston, there's not really an affordability element in this new $5 flat trash fee that they are charging. There's no exemption for low-income residents. Everyone is paying their equal share. And really right now with the heads of our community group and the heads of our staff, come up with an additional plan that we really need support on. Basically, we want to reduce that fee from $5 to $1. And then we want to bump up our property tax rate by 1 penny up to the local revenue, property tax revenue cap limit. What that does is for the median household income, that allows them to actually pay a lot less than the $60 per month. If you in River Oaks and you got like a $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 house, it actually might be pricier for you, but that's not most of us. It's a plan we think can really work, but we need people's support. We think only people power will go through with it. We're taking about 10, 12 people to City Hall tomorrow to really push the counselors to try to adopt it as an amendment. Right now we have a phones app and emails app going on to get people to email their counselors. So obviously here, Councilmember Martinez is our district rep, plus all of the at-larges, which there's 5 at-larges if you didn't know. Come see me if you're interested in helping with the campaign, either through a phones app, giving testimony at City Hall. You can't give it tomorrow, but if you want to give it Wednesday, they're doing a special session for the budget, as well as this upcoming Tuesday. Or if you want to just email, phone call, get involved. We're really trying to promote awareness of the city budget. This is our property tax dollars. This is our sales tax revenue that they're spending on. If you didn't know, last year they gave it an $820 million award to the police department that was unanimously passed. That's putting an incredible amount of pressure on the budget this year, amongst other things. And these are things we need to be aware of, and we should have a decision in making, which is why we're called the people's budget, because our people and many of the people we talked to around town said, hey, wait, that doesn't make fiscal sense. And I want to know where my money's spent. So that's a lot of what we do outside of the budget. The Northeast Action Collective has weekly meetings where we talk about disaster preparedness. We do an annual cleanup day in Northeast Houston. We have a voter engagement like GOTV program, get out the vote, amongst other things as well. So if you're interested, did you want to ask a question? Okay. Oh yeah, should I pass the mic? I think I can hear you. Really good question, which speaks to like the lack of. Oh, yes, thank you. So what was your name? Paul, good to meet you. Paul was asking, how does the city intend to collect the bill? So right now, what the mayor is proposing is he's moving solid waste from the general fund, which is mostly our property tax dollars and sales tax dollars, and moving it to a utility system. He can't legally do that unless he charges a fee. So, and the utility system is paid for by our water bills and sewer bills. So you'll actually see this $5 fee on your water bill, because essentially now he's going to pay for solid waste through our water bills and sewer bills. And that's dedicated money actually that's meant to comply with a federal consent decree to upgrade the city's sewer system, because it's been neglected for decades and decades. And there's massive sewage spills, many of which actually happen here on the East End too, which I'm sure people have neighbors or maybe have been impacted by directly. I know my neighbor has. And I hope that answers your question. If you need the exact line item, the KPRC put a really good article out about it, but it will show up on water bill. They get a lot of money from you said they don't think they should. Yeah, you're saying like they shouldn't be charging any fee, and that. And yeah, they get there's millions of dollars out there. And you know, one thing that's really interesting is there was a survey done by Rice University. Many residents who took the survey, which, you know, I don't know who didn't, but have said they're willing to pay a fee if it means increased service, because we know trash pickups are severely behind at all times, it seems, as well as nobody seems to know what heavy trash is. And if you want to talk more about that plan, one, come talk to me, but more importantly, let's get that idea in front of our Councilmember Martinez. Let's get it in front of the at-larges and most importantly, in front of the mayor. Because I think the plan that you're presenting is way better than what's being proposed. Because right now what's being proposed is a $5 fee that's going to increase likely up to $25, as well as, like I said, rating our water utility system funds to help pay for trash and fund our budget deficit. Yeah, $5 per address, not per can. Yeah, per address. And there's no relief for renters too, so that could easily get passed on to them. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So, great question. So she talked about the trash fee being increased from $5 right now. And they talked about it getting increased. It'll stay $5 for 2 years, but it'll incrementally increase every year by $5 up to $25. The mayor has said council members need to vote on that increase, but it's very likely with increased costs. You know, another police contract coming up, as well as, you know, whatever else the mayor needs to spend on, including, you know, podcasts. That rate is likely going to increase, which means it's money out of your pocket. So like, if y'all don't come and speak now, the budget gets voted on June 10th. If you don't email your counselors now, if you don't come to City Hall now, if you don't do anything, we're just gonna give away 60 to 300 bucks every year. And that might not be a lot to you, but that could be a lot, especially for residents here on the East End who have made the East End what we know as the East End. We've been here for generations, for decades. You know, my family had a business here on the East End, off of Sampson, for decades. Like, this is a very special place to me, and there's neighborhoods a lot like this across the city that are going to be impacted. So I really appreciate the time, and I'm sorry for going over. I hope y'all really like the pizza. There's cheese and pepperoni. If you run out, come find me. I'll Venmo you like 15 bucks. If we can, or we can grab a beer, or topo or coffee. But please get involved. If you don't get involved now, this is a plan that we think can get presented in the future. 2 other amendments we're working on with council offices. We're trying to get public works. They have 900 vacancies right now, which is huge. Especially given the constraints of our infrastructure, even here in the East End, obviously here in the East End. So we're working with council offices to present an amendment to get public works support so they can fill over half of those vacancies and commit to that, as well as we got the city to create a ditch reestablishment program. There's many ditches around this part of town and most parts of town that have not been established for years and years and years. We got under the mayor's administration, under the previous administration, they overturned a rule putting the onus of maintaining ditches from the homeowner back to the city's responsibility. And right now, they have a chance to fund that program with $20 million more dollars, but they're not. So we're advocating for them to invest $20 million additional dollars into the ditch reestablishment program. And all these amendments don't just impact the East End, they impact the whole city. In the back. We should talk to Councilmember Martinez and anyone else who wants to privatize anything, because those are important city jobs that, you know, people, our neighbors, our friends, our community, they work in libraries, they work from parks. Like, the city is a great space of employment, and if it's privatized, people will lose jobs, we'll lose spaces that make our home a home and that make our community safe, like parks and libraries. You know, privatization will also just lead to lack of accountability from citizens like us, because, you know, we're not the ones, you know, they have to report to. So we should talk to him about that. That's the first I've heard of that. If you have more questions, come find me. Lindsay, thank you for the extra time. My name is Felix. I appreciate y'all. Go eat too much pizza. If you have a dairy allergy, I'm really sorry I didn't get a vegan one.
All right, so thank you. Thank you so much. So I think Felix is gonna hang around if you have questions about the budget. And also on our Super Neighborhood website, we've been putting in analysis of various items of the budget if you want to go read more about it. But if you have an opinion or if you have an idea that you want to share, you can go speak at Wednesday's council meeting, or you can also contact your district council member and we can share that information with you so that you can share your feedback. That's what it's for. So I do know that before we move over to our volunteer stations, I think Clay had one quick update.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to share a quick update from the folks at Lantrip Elementary. I know many of you brought plants to our plant swap. This is our third year that we've done it. We got a lot of people bringing plants from home, extras, sharing, taking home new things. The fun part that we did not expect was that we had so many people participating that we had leftover plants. And someone from Lantrip Elementary said, hey, we can use those. We're having a big Earth Day event. They took all the extras over to Lantrip Elementary. They were able to then auction them off and raise money for their teachers. So we wanted to share that because of all of your generosity, they were actually able to buy lunch for every teacher at Lantrip Elementary for Teacher Appreciation Week. And they were able to take one of the extra trees that was left behind and they had their students help plant a tree there on Lantrip's campus. So if you walk around campus, yeah. So the fun part is they also were able to take some of the plants that were left at the table and put them in the flower beds. So next time you're walking around, you might see something from your yard on the elementary school campus. So I just want to say thank you.
All right, y'all. So it's almost as if I knew it was going to be really hot in here. So as you're going through the volunteer stations and signing up for something that makes sense for you, I've got two different, instead of me just spending 30 minutes just telling you updates, we've got a QR code on the left, which is our June Super Neighborhood newsletter. And it's, listen, y'all, I'm always dumping information on you and it's filled with everything. Take the time to read it on your own. Talk about what's going on in the budget. We talk about cleanup events. We talk about meetings that you can attend. There's lots going on. And then also on the right, it's just our Super Neighborhood link tree where we give information. We've got our budget info up there. We've got links. We got the controller's budget information. We've got our budget information. Lots on there that you can go dig around and see what's going on. So feel free to scan those. But we can go ahead and move on to our volunteer stations. To take the time to read through what makes sense for you and put your name down for something that you're interested in getting involved in. And I got a ton of pens, and we can all do that with. So, all right, y'all ready? Let's go. Oh, sorry. You should go see if you like my sign-up sheets. Don't worry. Look, I'm doing it.
That's the point.
Right. quite frankly, like, I realize how hot it is. Say something. So. Thank you so much.
Like, is there an explicit, like,
That's what people said they wanted to see.
I'll mow a senior's lawn. I
I don't
don't,
mind helping, like raking or doing something.
see, I don't wanna rake, that's too much.
Yeah.
But like on like lawnmower and weedy. I mean, if we get a request, I would totally do that. I have all of this stuff for it.
Throw in $30 for somebody else to do. I would do that.
Lawn guy's expensive.
Ours is too $50.
$40.
I got a postage stamp of the yard.
And then like I talked to my friend that lives up in Garden Oaks and he said this is 25 and he's on like a quarter of an acre and I'm like,
Now,
what am I missing?
to be fair, ours actually went through and like weeded our like flower beds.
Oh,
So I was like, okay, that justified.
but it's still, I was like, it's not cheap. And, do you still?
Question for you. Can I email you to get a copy of this so I can post some of these on the Instagram?
Yeah. What do you? Cause like, it's just, like, just. We're gonna, oh, yeah. Sorry, y'all, we're done. All right.
Like,
so-
I thought some of the, like, the spring fiesta stats that you shared were
Oh, we can send
interesting.
you all that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not an issue. Those are, yeah, these.
Is that just in the Google Drive?
This
then?
is just in the Google Drive.
Oh, I can find it.
Yeah, all of this
Okay.
is just in the Google
Okay,
Drive.
got it. I just didn't.
That's it. Yeah, it's too hot. It's too hot. Get out of here.
I turned around and they clean shot.
It's too hot. Get out of here.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you. Yes, short meeting, but that's okay.
Prevailing in spite of, auspicious circumstances.
You want to write an article for the voice?
Mhm.
On what? Just in general?
You want to recurring column?
Sit down as you are,
Diana Aguilar is messaging me here. Asking for what to do because she wants to sign up to volunteer.
I love you all, but I'm.
That's fine. Since we don't need to fix the thermostat, it's already broke. All right, y'all, we have to get out of here because it's really hot.
Well, the rest of it for about 5 minutes. So, when, it'll be like with pizza, for the shape, like these people.